Hi guys, so today we are going to be learning how to solve a linear inequality. Okay, what we learned previously is that when we add, subtract, multiply, and divide, we're solving our inequality and equations the same way. We just have that extra step where when we multiply or divide by a negative number, we need to flip that inequality sign. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to solve the inequality 4x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so I'm going to do it the same way I would do an equation. So I'm going to get rid of that minus 3 first by adding 3 to both sides. This gives me 4x is greater than or equal to 8. Okay, negative 3 plus 3 is 0, 5 plus 3 is 8. Then I'm going to get rid of the times 4 by dividing by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so 1x greater than or equal to 8 divided by 4 is 2, and so this is my solution. Okay? So I'm going to graph all of my solutions on the number line below. So here, whenever I'm solving inequalities, it's best to have it on this side, right, because then it makes it easier for us. So x is greater than or equal to 2. So here is 2. Because it's equal to, it includes it, so it's going to be a closed circle. And then I want all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 2. So all the numbers that are greater than or equal to 2 are here on the right. And so I'm going to shade it like this. Okay. So 5 numbers that would make it true, right? So something like 3 would make it true, right? Because it's part of this part where I would have shaded. 4 would make it true. Right, 5 would make it true, 6 would make it true. Even if I chose something like a fraction like 6.5, all of these would be true, right? 3 is here, it's part of this shading. 4 is here, 5 is here, 6 is here, 6.5 is here. All of this is within that shaded section. Okay, I graph it like this just because I find it neater. Some people like graphing it like this and then they shade the whole thing. So it's up to you what you prefer. They mean the same thing. Okay, so let's try another one. Flip. Okay. So here I have 8 minus 2x is greater than 16. So we're going to solve it like we would a regular equation. Okay. So here, this is a positive 8. Right? So in front of any positive number, there's technically an invisible plus sign. So if I want to get rid of this 8 first, I'm going to subtract 8. Okay? 8 minus 8 is 0, leaving me with negative 2x. 16 minus 8 is 8. Okay? Then next, this is negative 2 times x, so I'm going to get rid of it by dividing by negative 2. Right? Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, so 1x. However, because I divided by a negative number, I am going to flip my inequality. So instead of greater than now, it will be less than. Okay? 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4, and there you go. So x is less than negative 4. Okay? So I'm going to graph it here. So 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Because it's not equal to, negative 4 isn't included in my solution or answer. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be an open circle. Okay? It's less than negative 4, so I want it to the left where I have lesser or smaller numbers. Okay? So here, we can always check our solution by picking something on our shaded side and plugging it in. Okay? So let's say we're going to pick a number. Let's pick our number negative 6. Okay? So I'm going to pick negative 6 here. Okay? It should be in my shaded area. Let's see if it's true. So it's going to be 8 minus 2. I'm going to plug in negative 6 for x. And let's see if it's true. Oops, sorry. Greater than 16. So first, I'm going to multiply. Negative 2 times negative 6 is a positive 12. So 8 plus 12. 8 plus 12 is 20, greater than 16. Is 20 greater than 16? Yes, it is true. right? So I did shade the right side. Okay. So here, we're going to do another one. So here I'm going to consider the inequality. 8 is greater than x minus 2 minus 3 times 2x plus 1. So we're going to solve it just like we would an equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is my distributive property. Okay. So this would become 8x minus 16. Okay. I'm going to keep distributing. Here I'm going to distribute the negative 3 here. So negative 3 times 2x, negative 6x. Negative 3 times 1, negative 3. Okay. My inequality stays the same because I haven't manipulated anything. All I've done is distribute. Okay, so 7x plus 4. Then I'm going to distribute this negative 3 here. So this is negative 3x minus 3. Okay, so I distributed. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So here I have 8x and negative 6x. That will give me 2x on the left side. Okay. Then I have negative 16 and negative 3. Together, negative 16 minus 3 is negative 19. Then I have a less than or equal sign. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so let's use purple. Okay, so here on the right side, 7x and negative 3x, they are like terms. This is 4x. Okay. And then 4 minus 3, that is a positive 1. Okay. So I distributed and then I combined like terms. So now I'm going to move the variables to the same side. So when we're doing inequalities, I prefer that the variable is all on here. It makes it a lot easier when I'm graphing. So since this is a positive 4x, right? It's positive, so it's a plus sign. I'm going to move it to the other side by subtracting 4x. 2x minus 4x is negative 2x. Haven't touched the negative 19. Positive 4x minus 4x is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Then move that minus 19 by adding 19 to both sides. So here I have negative 2x. Negative 19 plus 19 is 0, so no need to write plus 0. 1 plus 19 is 20. And then the last part, this is negative 2 times x, so I'm going to get rid of it by dividing by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1x. Okay, since I divided by a negative number, I need to remember, I need to flip this inequality. So instead of less than or equal to, it will now be greater than or equal to. 20 divided by negative 2 is negative 10. This is my solution. X has to be greater than or equal to negative 10. If I graph it, okay, negative 10. Since it's equal to, that means negative 10 is included, so I will shade it. And then it's greater than, so going towards my positive numbers. Okay, so I'm going to have you solve for this one. Let me know what your final answer is. Okay, so this is what you should have gotten. So you should have distributed the negative 3. That would have given you negative 6x plus 15. Be careful of that sign. Okay. Then, since we have variables on both sides, I want to move it all to the left. So since this is a minus 6x, I'm going to move this over by adding 6x. What ends up happening is I am left with 15 is greater than 9. Okay, 15 is always greater than 9. So just like in an equation, when we end up with a true statement like this, right, as we're solving, our answer is going to be all real numbers. Meaning, whatever number I choose to plug in for x, it will always be true. Right? So here, I'm going to have you do the next one. Okay, for this one, again, I started by distributing. That should be 4x minus 6. Then, since I have variables on both sides, I'm going to move it all to the left side. So since this is a positive 4x, I want to move it to the other side by subtracting. However, when I do that, I end up with negative 5 is less than negative 6. This is false. Negative 5 isn't less than, it isn't smaller than negative 6. As a result, when we arrive at a false statement like this, the answer is no solution. Meaning, no matter what number you choose to plug in for x, this will never be true. That's it for today. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye, guys.